Welcome to my review of the LEGO Star Wars 2019 Darth Vader Bust. It's set 75227 with 327 pieces, and it originally sold for $40 as a Star Wars Celebration exclusive for Chicago 2019. It was also oddly available through Target.com in limited quantities, and you'll find that Target logo on the side of the box, but this was still a very short-lived and relatively hard to get set, as it was only available for a few days at most. Now, despite the very short shelf life, this set is surprisingly affordable on the secondary market. I mean, you can get one of these new and sealed box here 6 years later for under $100 US. By comparison, the Sith Trooper Bust was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive in the same year, and that one goes for about 4 to 5 times the price of this Darth Vader, so it is relatively insanely affordable. As a Star Wars Celebration exclusive set, it's got that Star Wars Celebration logo, which is nice, but it's not really in your face. It's just kind of added on to the normal Star Wars 2019 20th anniversary box art, which, by the way, looks really awesome with this Darth Vader in particular. The blue hue behind him adds a nice splash of color to what is otherwise pretty much a black and white box, or silver and black box, but really great to see. The back of the box is also really cool looking with a blue tint to what I assume is the Death Star hallways there. You've got another Star Wars Celebration logo, and then you've got the measurements for Darth Vader. Now, I've got the smashed up box to cut open because I wasn't going to open that pristine box. I'm keeping that one sealed, but inside you're going to find the instruction manual, and it's just so nice to see the box art on the instructions. It's such a nice vibe for a build like this. I don't know if this will be surprising to anyone, but these are just normal LEGO instructions, even though this is a special exclusive set, which nothing wrong with, they just are. And finally, we've got a handful of bags with our parts, none of which are going to be numbered in this set, but with 327 pieces, not really a big deal there. Now, there is no 20th anniversary minifig included in this set, so we're going to jump right into that Darth Vader bust build. So at this point, this is the only Darth Vader bust, but there is rumored to be a new version coming out in 2026, and I imagine it will be vastly improved from what we see here, because apparently I watched an interview with a LEGO designer who worked on this, and they apparently took a model from like 1999 or 2005 or something like that was just very basic and worked off of that to create this. And I just feel like you can see a lot of those elements as you look at this model. I mean, obviously they're using some newer pieces and tiling and techniques and whatever, but it's still at its core feels like a very basic model, and I think that's the only downside of this, but maybe because it's the 20th anniversary set, you can look at it as an upside that it is supposed to feel classic. And so from the standpoint of maybe being the best Darth Vader bust possible, it might not be that, but it might just be like a great classic feeling build. For his shoulders and top of the chest, we have got the alternating colors of light gray and black, really accurate. We've also got his chain up above, which I do kind of wish was a little longer. It feels like it doesn't hang down low enough, but the chain is represented there, which is nice. The face is where I think things get a little questionable to me, because depending on the angle, like right here, it looks like a dude wearing a trucker cap with long hair or something. Like, there's some odd angles you can get on this Vader bust that make it look not so good, but I think at most angles it looks really good. But this angle in particular looks like he's wearing a hat with a little brim on the hat, like not long enough maybe to full on be a hat, but it definitely feels like it to me looking at it. So definitely some odd angles. The other thing about this Vader is that the panels on him can be moved a little bit, which make him look even more awkward if you are a really bad builder and have no common sense to throw these down. But yeah, they are just on clips, so they can move a little bit, air them out, whatever. It looks really awkward like this, but of course you got to push everything down and it looks much better. Like, very minimal gaps is really nice too. Like, you can barely see through a little bit on the back, so I think they did a great job closing off the gaps as best as possible. And then it's kind of hard to see, you really have to be looking for it, but there are a few hints of translucent red on this build, which I think are really nice. Again, they're hard to see, you got to really seek them out, but they're cool. Now, later in the year we had the Sith Trooper bust release with this, and so it created this duo, but these were the only two that they ever did, which is kind of sad that they didn't do more things in this style as Con or Celebration exclusives. Like, I think that would have been a nice thing to do for a few more years, at least to get a Stormtrooper in there to go with Darth Vader, or maybe a Royal Guard, or there was definitely more I think that could have been done here. But even if it wasn't the case, it always felt like this failed reintroduction to bust for LEGO Star Wars after nearly 20 years. Like, the only other bust for LEGO Star Wars, I believe, was the Darth Maul in 2001, and you can see that was conceptually very different than what we see with this Darth Vader here. But we would see the helmet lineup introduced just a year after this Darth Vader, and that basically took away all hope of seeing more busts in that immediate future from 2020 onward. Now, again, rumored for 2026, we're going to be getting LEGO Star Wars busts, and they've already introduced them with Marvel, so they might be coming back with a much nicer look than we saw here in 2019, but of course that remains to be seen as of the filming of this review. So let me know your thoughts on this Vader bust down below. I think it's one worth picking up just because it's a cool Star Wars Celebration exclusive for under $100. Like, that's just nice to own. This is one that you could buy, keep sealed in box, and it looks probably cooler sealed in the box than it does actually built. That's it for this short review. It's a cool little set. You can check out more LEGO Star Wars 2019 set reviews on the end screen now.